High above the city of Granada, nestled against the Sierra Nevada mountains, rises a monument that whispers tales of lost empires, forbidden love, and timeless beauty. This is the Alhambra, not just a palace, but the final breath of Islamic rule in Spain, a jewel etched in stone, echoing with centuries of history. The story begins in the 9th century, when the Alhambra was just a lonely fortress perched on Sabika Hill. But it wasn't until the 13th century that the Nasrid Dynasty, the last Muslim dynasty in Spain, transformed it into a magnificent palace complex. Sultan Muhammad I, fleeing from rivals and seeking a new capital, chose this hill to build his dream, a city within a fortress, a place where paradise could exist on earth. And so began the creation of the Alhambra, the red one named after the reddish hue of its walls under the Andalusian sun. By the 14th century, the Alhambra had blossomed into a wonder of the medieval world. Imagine walking through the Court of the Lions, where a fountain held by 12 marble lions whispers with running water, a symbol of both power and paradise. Here, geometry becomes poetry. Every arch, every ceiling, every wall is adorned with verses from the Quran, praising God and celebrating beauty. Light dances through latticed windows. Fountains cool the air. Silence sings through its corridors. This wasn't just a royal residence. It was a vision, an attempt to recreate heaven on earth. But beauty does not shield from time. Outside these walls, the Christian Reconquista was moving steadily southward, kingdom by kingdom. The Alhambra became an island of Islam in a rising sea of Christianity. Then, in 1492, the same year Columbus sailed for the New World, the last Sultan of Granada, Boabdil, surrendered the keys of the Alhambra to King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella of Spain. They called it La Reconquista, the reconquest. For Boabdil, it was exile. Legend says his mother scolded him with the now famous line, "Weep like a woman for a kingdom you could not defend like a man." Under Christian rule, the Alhambra changed hands and purpose. Isabella preserved parts of it, recognizing its beauty. But her grandson, Emperor Charles V, built a cold Renaissance palace within its walls, slicing into the harmony of Islamic architecture. Over centuries, the Alhambra fell into neglect. Thieves stripped it. Vandals scratched its walls. At one point, Napoleon's troops used it as a barracks and nearly blew it up when they left. But somehow, it survived in the 1800s. Artists, poets, and travelers from across Europe rediscovered the Alhambra. It became a muse for the romantic imagination, a symbol of lost grandeur and exotic mystery. American writer Washington Irving lived within its walls in 1829 and wrote tales of the Alhambra. His words brought it back to life for the Western world. "How unworthy is my scribbling of the place," he wrote, humbled by its beauty. Thanks to his writings, restoration began, and the Alhambra was saved from silence. Today, the Alhambra stands not as a relic, but as a living legend. More than 2 million visitors a year walk its ancient halls, gaze at its starlit ceilings, and listen to the echoes of Moorish Spain. It is a reminder that cultures rise and fall, but beauty endures. That in the meeting of East and West, something timeless can be born, and that sometimes stone can remember what history forgets. The Alhambra is more than a palace. It is a poem carved in stone, a farewell to an empire, and a love letter from the past. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time. If the walls of the Alhambra could speak, these are the stories they'd tell.